Because now as it stands, if you leave China, you are off for good. You are off their grade. You are off the China educational grade, man. You're on your own. You are on your own. So it's not fun. It's not funny. It's something else, but it is what it is. So hello, it's been a long time and so many weeks, man. All right, I'd like to take off my glasses, but well, let me still put it on. I'm just coming down from downtown Nanjing City. Well, that means apparently I'm in China. Yeah, so Nanjing is the former capital of China, and it happens to be now the capital city of the Jiangsu province of the People's Republic of China. That's where I've been living for the past 9.5 years. Yes, it is 9.5 years, almost a decade in this particular city. Yeah, that doesn't mean I've just been sitting my ass down here for the past 10 years. I've been moving around. Yeah, traveled to a couple of provinces and so many cities, but Nanjing has been the dominant city in China. Here, when I say I'm going home, it means I'm coming to Nanjing. Well, I've been saying it for quite a long time. I'm a student, I'm a researcher here, an African student over here, and you can even see it glaringly in my dressing on this show. There's a Black Suit Tonight Africa Rising channel. Well, this episode is particularly sponsored by ROA brand. You have ROA Fitness, ROA Scent, and more. My name is Bekwe Bernard Boma, and let's take the ride. So, like I was saying, I've just returned from the downtown Nanjing City, and China is blossoming. And I understand why a lot of the Western world is chastising China for not opening their borders. Well, it's open, people are coming in, but not fully. And when I speak about not fully, some people can come in, some people can actually come in. Chinese students are studying outside, Chinese businessmen that want to come in, and high-class diplomats and businessmen are the ones that are supposed to come in. But that is not even to take off the, I think, 14 days mandatory quarantine. If you don't take care, it might even extend to a month. And this is self-borne expenses. When I say that, it means you are going to take care of the whole thing in terms of the quarantine, the food, and everything. So if you want a 5-star treatment, yeah, you gotta be ready to foot their bill. You gotta be ready to turn the back on. So it's technically a knockout for people like myself, students, and all that have been stuck till now, including African students. And I understand when I speak to some of my friends that are still stuck outside of China, they really want to come in. But well, China is taking on and still holding on to the zero tolerance policy. And what is the zero tolerance policy? China wants to get to a stage where there will be no imported case, there will be no infection in a day for some for some continuous number of days and weeks. Then they will be sure that yes, the virus is totally dealt away with. Well, recently this zero tolerance policy has metamorphosized into what is called the dynamic zero tolerance policy. This dynamic, one of the top leaders made a statement that this dynamic tolerance policy is not necessarily to experience a zero COVID case, but to realize that even if there are infections, they will deal with it hands-on. So the ability for the country to deal with a virus even at an alarming spread, which makes a lot of sense. Because yes, as a country with this number of people, and well, I told you about the population disparity with so many skewed towards the elderly, you don't want to allow this disease to spread at an alarming rate, especially the Omicron. Even though the Omicron has been well praised for its ability. Is it praised? Yeah, commended. I mean, how can people commend virus? Well, people have been commended the Omicron virus for actually ensuring total immunity, about 99%. When you recover from the Omicron virus, your chances of getting a COVID from any other variant is 0. Yeah, technically. 0.00001. Yeah, technically 0. So it means if you want to be immune to the virus, it's not about vaccine. Go and get yourself an Omicron. And after that, when you recover, well, you can die out of it. I mean, when you recover, you have total immunity. Well, that's just by the way. The whole point I'm trying to draw out is that amidst the whole pressure that people are putting on China, China is open, fully open inside, internally. Well, I took a trip to one of the bigger malls and subway stations, Shinjuku. And for those that are familiar with China, Nanjing to be precise, yeah, downtown Shinjuku is like the city center. And this is what was actually taking place. I know you've been watching it and you've been seeing, and you probably don't understand. That is it. China is fully open inside, and yeah, business is as usual. I mean, everyone is in the nose mask here. You can see people are in nose masks. Just scanty, a few people. I was in my nose mask anyway, and I'm the one filming, by the way. So people are in their nose masks. People are obeying the COVID protocols. Yes, good citizens. That's what you have to do. But China is fully operational here, and shouldn't I mean, commend the leadership for sticking to their zero tolerance policy, at least for now. Now, I think it's been 2 years inside the pandemic, and now since China has the ability, I mean, cases are going on in other places, yes, but they've been able to, I mean, with good measures, been able to calm the virus down to the point that it is not, I have barely heard of anyone dying from the COVID anyway. So, yeah, I think they've been able to come to a stage where they can control it. And so this is nudging for you. People are roaming, going in, and like more stuff. That's even with a beauty. So what does this got to do with Africa anyway, since this channel is actually about an Africa that is rising? You see, the point I'm trying to draw at is that China has closed itself to the world for the past 2 years, and they have relied on the fact that, well, I don't want to enter into the economic part with foreign reserves and the ability to export and what. Well, China has come to a stage where the world needs China more than China needs the outside world. And I think it is time that African leaders learn how to actually capitalize on what we have. We've been saying it, in fact, it's an archaic statement to actually, it's oversaid to actually, and it's now even absurd to even keep saying Africa has the resources, Africa has the blah, blah, blah. China had population, and they dealt with that. They made sure, yes, companies would troop in because of their population for cheap labor. They made sure that when you come here, you employ your people to do with their own employment. They made sure that since companies are coming here, they will enter into the manufacturing part, which is the basic of every world economy. And so at the end of the day, the world began to rely on it. What do we have? Literally everything. Population, yes, we do. Well, that is if we will find a way to net ourselves together as one giant economy, than separate ourselves into the half-halves and the quarters and the three quarters, right? We have to come to a point where we have to deal with what we have and to let the world respect us for what we have. I think now, yes, China closed the borders amidst all the criticisms and all. You just can't stretch your arm against them because they can trigger and the whole world economy will go down with them. Yes. Well, by the way, that's the, yeah, that's and all this is taking place underground, by the way. All this you are saying is deep underground, about 80 meters down the earth. Yeah, these malls and all that you are seeing, about 80 meters down the earth surface that you are seeing. That's China for you, live in the earth crust. Yeah, it's amazing. And I think African leaders, we have to stick to the fact that we have the population and we have the natural resources, and we have to start demanding certain things. Well, you can talk about, I mean, Gaddafi and what Gaddafi stood for and why he was assassinated. I don't want to get into that. That will be in another episode. But all that I want you to see is that China is blossoming because they stuck with what they thought was going to help them. And they were able to do that to withstand the pressure because they knew what they had and they learned to be self-dependent. And now I think China can even go for the next 3, 4, 5 years and they will still wouldn't give a damn to the outside world. Well, we hope that they open up for especially my African students to be able to come back and study. It's not a priority for me that Africans, we, the brain drain sort of thing, but there are people who have already begun their courses here that are really willing to come in and to study. And I really wish these borders will be open for even some of us that have been stuck here for quite a while. Will be able to reunite with their families, because now as it stands, if you leave China, you are off for good. You are off their grid. You are off the China educational grid, man. You're on your own. You are on your own. So it's not fun. It's not funny, it's something else, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's downtown Shinjuku that you're seeing, and I just hope that our leaders will be able to find ways to start being the one that dictates, because we can, at least not in the short term, but with the African Continental Free Trade Area that has been agreed on. Guys, let's be serious with this thing. And if COVID hasn't taught us anything, no, if the global subprime meltdown in 2007, 2008, sticking to 2009, 2010 and all, didn't teach us anything, the Omicron, the COVID-19, the Deltas, and the Alphas have all taught us something great. I think it's high time our leaders start thinking in the next 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years, and even 100 years to come. Let us start thinking together to put up a robust economy that will be able to stand pressure, to be able to stand to the point where we can close ourselves in and don't give a damn to the world and still survive. Because as it stands now, Africa can be fully independent without needing anything, and literally anything. Cheap labor, whatever it is, natural resources and everything. Maybe it's about machines. Yeah, the machines, Germany. Well, anyway, so I've been talking a lot. Today was just a freestyle to tell you what I experienced when I went to downtown and how our leaders could sort of, adapt, adopt, implement, cut and paste, copy and paste, and all. My name is Bekwe Bernard Boma. There's a Black Suit Tonight Africa Rising channel. See you when I see you.